Alright guys, we're back with another video. Today we are having an issue with the Mustang keeping a charge. So in order to run through this, I'm gonna pop the alternator out since the cars have been running in a while. I'm gonna pop the alternator out and take it over to advanced so they can do a bench test on it. Because we're still waiting for the wheels to be powder coated, so pop the alternator off for a while and have them bench test it, and then probably replace these pulleys as well. For now, I'm just gonna go through the bits of taking the alternator off, and then if there's another one where the alternator's going back on with the new pulleys, then I'll let you guys know. But to start this, we're gonna need to disconnect the battery, so let's move over there. Okay, so as you can see, I already disconnected the battery. It's gonna be 8mm nuts. You're gonna have one on this back side here, one on the side here. Loosen them up, pull them off. Mine were a little bit tight, so I ended up using a flathead and just kind of like wiggled on it a little bit. Don't be too rough on them, they're just aluminum. Aluminum doesn't hold up all that great. Next, we're going to go to the intake. Now, if you have a 2005 to 09 Mustang GT that has the 4.6 in it, and you already have an intake on it, this will be pretty easy. On an OEM setup, you're going to have to worry about the quick release hose that goes from the valve cover here into the side of the intake boot. Overall, it's pretty simple. It's just little quick releases that snap off, or don't break them off, but they just quick releases, push in and then pops off. That's all you're gonna have to do for that. For this, you're just gonna have to remove your clamps, and then pull the tube out of the way. Now that the battery is disconnected, you don't have to worry about any of these connectors, so you can disconnect the connectors a while if you want. Like I'll go ahead. So with these connectors, it's not your normal push tab ones. You pull back, it exposes the tab, push in on it, and then pull it in or pull it out, and then there you go. You can put that off to the side. Same thing with this, has a little quick release tab. Pull back on it and then push in, wiggle it, and then it's off. Tuck that back there. Same thing with the intake sensor. Pull back, push on the top piece here, the top black piece, wiggle it, and remove that, and I'll tuck that back there. Next, I'm going to remove these, probably these two clamps, and I'll just slide this over. These are going to be 8mm on mine, depending on what yours contains. More than likely they're 8s, or they could be 10s. Let me loosen these up and get this off, and we'll move to the next step. Okay, as you can see, I removed those two. Well, I loosened this one up. I didn't want to break free, so I just pulled it off here and then wedged it out of the way. You will have to pay attention to the PCB valve coupler that goes into the bottom of your intake. Mine is just literally a rubber grommet, so I was able to just pull it right out, and I'll just put that off to the side over there. Other ones may be different. Like I said, on OEM setups, it'll be a quick release, so once you disconnect it from the side of the original intake boot, you'll be good to go. You shouldn't have to worry about that. But that exposes you now to the throttle body. Just to let you know, they do recommend cleaning these every 30,000 miles. As you can tell, this thing is filthy. So when I pop this off and I give this thing a deep clean while it's off there, there should be a rubber gasket on the back of this plastic intake manifold, or on the front of it from what you're looking at. That's usually okay to reuse, but you can replace it. I'm sure Ford sells a replacement for it. But I'm going to pop this off, removing the 4/8, and then we'll move to the next step. Okay, as you can see, I went through, popped the throttle body off, and it is definitely dirty, so definitely going to go through and clean this thing up. That way it runs smooth again. Probably spray in there a little bit to try to clean that up, and then clean around the gasket edge. But just to give you guys a heads up, the tops were 8s, the bottoms are 10s. So the nuts are 10s, and then the tops, which came out the way they shouldn't have came out, the nut should have just came off, not the whole insert, I believe. No, it looks like the whole insert comes out. So when tightening those down, I'm going to put the torque specs in the description below. Be careful, because these are little copper inserts, and I'm assuming if you get too wild with it, it will probably strip the inside of this plastic housing out, and then they'll just spin. That would suck on the intake side. Next up, we're going to move this out of the way. I should have moved this out of the way first, but move this out of the way so we can get a little bit more space. Realistically, you're not going to need it. more than likely, but it adds a little bit extra comfort. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these two 8s off. All these hoses are going to be attached to it, and there's more than enough flex in these lines that I'll be able to just move it over here out of the way behind the intake. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll jump back into it. Okay, so now with this over here out of the way, don't worry, it shouldn't leak. And then I popped the elbow off of the intake so it can get pushed out of the way even more. It exposes us to this bracket here. So what we got to do is, in order to pull this bracket off, you could leave it attached to the wire harness and then just go ahead and basically just swing this bracket around, so just dangling over here. But you could pop it off as well. It's just a little riveted thing. But I'm gonna leave it attached for now, and then I'm going to swing this up out of the way, or basically pull it back, or maybe not. No, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off, because if I don't, this bracket's gonna try to come off with the alternator itself, so I don't want to have any headaches behind doing that. In order to do this, you're gonna need a 13 for these bottom two nuts right here. One there, one there, and then for the tops, you are gonna need a 10. So 10s again. I'm assuming these are gonna be 8s. Yeah, they're gonna be 8s. So these little back ones are gonna be 8mm. These are gonna be 10s, and then this is gonna be held on by 13s. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave these on, but I'm going to leave them loose. And I'm going to go ahead and take all this stuff off. And I'm going to pull this off with a Christmas tree puller or a zip tie puller. Or you could even use a screwdriver. Just go ahead and pry it off and then pull it up through. So 1 second, let me do that. Alright, so I switched my method up because I wanted to have the top mounts on holding it straight versus these two holding it just stable. So I ended up popping the two 13 nuts off the bottom, loosen the two 10s on the top. Obviously I popped the Christmas tree loose from the bracket itself. So now that we have all that done, what we're gonna need to do, we should do this first, but I'm doing things a little odd for you guys. We're gonna release the tension from the tensioner. This is actually, I'm not a Ford guy, but I actually like Ford for this. They incorporated that the tensioner is actually a socket end, so it's going to take a 1/2-inch drive. I'm just going to use a little extension bar. I'm going to hook this thing up real quick, and I'm going to show you guys the next step on that, just to pop the belt off. Okay, now that I have my extension bar literally just popped into it, remember this tensioner, it may seem a little off. You may think you want to go up, you're going to want to go down. So you push down on it, and you can see it leaves a slack. Let it go. I'm going to go ahead and pop this belt off real quick. We'll jump into pulling this thing out and disconnecting the back of it. Okay, as you can see, I have this removed. Now, once you pull tension off this, what you're going to want to do is leave the belt wrapped through the tensioner here, unhook it from the AC compressor, and then with the loop on the back side, just pull it straight up through the opening of the tensioner right through here, and it'll all pull out through like so. Now we can get to this. I'm going to finish pulling off these two bolts, and then we're going to pop this alternator out. Alright, as you can see, I slid the alternator straight up and out. All you're going to have on the back of this thing is one connector that you push in, pull back. The next up is going to be kind of like a starter setup. Basically get in there. It's going to be a 10 mil to loosen that nut off. You loosen all that up, and then you can either replace it or bench test it. And then obviously reinstall is the reverse of that. It is recommended. I am going to end up switching this belt because if you can see, this belt is done for. It's seen some age and some days, so this belt's going to get replaced. And then I'm going to go ahead and replace all those. The pulleys themselves are going to end up being a 13 as well, as you can see. So that'll be the plastic pulley, the first metal pulley, the second metal pulley, and then I'll probably pop the tensioner off and replace the pulley on the end of the tensioner as well. Zoom in on there for you. That way all the bearings and all this stuff is back to good spec. But hopefully that helped you guys. I'm going to go ahead and rip all this. I'm going to go ahead and pop this connector off, which is just a push in, pull back. And then the same thing with this. Go ahead and take this stuff off. But hopefully this video helped you guys. If it didn't, sorry. Pop But like always, if you want to see more content on the Mustang GT, which more stuff is coming for this thing in the next like 2 months or so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Or if you want to see more videos on the SVX or the Civic, the BMW is gone right now, and then I'm getting the Genesis back in roughly a month or so, month and a half, maybe 2. And then we can start really doing videos on the Genesis again, along with the Civic and good old Subaru. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Like always, before I say the peace, like always, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. And if you can, share the videos so we can grow this channel. The channel just hit 4,600, so let's go, guys. We're doing it. Next goal is going to be 10. Let's hit 10, guys. Alright, peace out. Thanks for watching.